Nissan is about to revamp its strategy in India, and that new strategy comprises of fresher products, new age designs, even new age connectivity and infotainment options. And this new strategy is not restricted to Nissan alone. It will be extended, or it will filter down to the Datsun brand as well. And it starts right here with the update that has been given to the Go and the Go Plus. Now, most of the update or most of the cosmetic change is on the outside. So let's first look at what's changed. You have a new bumper. That's the most striking new feature that you will notice on the Go. It looks a lot sharper than the outgoing unit. You also have a headlight design that is more or less similar to the outgoing car, but it's got a slightly revised detailing and now gets follow me home lamps. You also get a new grille with a new mesh pattern that I think looks really nice. And at the back, you have some similar detailing to what you see at the front. So the bumpers have been changed again. Overall, the idea of the facelift has been to give these cars a more sportier look, and I think it has worked quite well. Let's take a look on the inside. Remember the front bench of the Go? Well, that's gone, and there are two conventional captain seats in its place. The space that is liberated between them houses a conventional handbrake that replaces the umbrella handle type handbrake from the outgoing car. The other big change is the new dashboard. So they've sort of garnished this cabin with this fake carbon fiber like texture on a lot of inlays. You also get this kind of a texture on the fog lamp housings or the DRL housings, and I think it adds a bit of sportiness. I know it's not real carbon fiber, I know it looks a little cheap to some, but I think if you look at the positioning of this car, it actually looks quite good. It's elevated the overall feel of the cabin. And what I also like is the new touchscreen infotainment system. Now, this is not the same media nav system that we've seen on a lot of Renault Nissan cars. This is a completely new system, completely new operating system as well, and it's a 7-inch display. And this is something that will also be seen on the new India spec Nissan Kicks when it comes out in January 2019. So the layout for this, or the user interface for this, is inspired from the Microsoft Metro UI that we saw on a lot of Microsoft tablets and Microsoft phones. So you get this tile layout for the entire interface. I think it looks quite good. All the more important features of the infotainment, like your smartphone connectivity, your audio, your radio tuner, your phone, all that comprises of the big tiles, and the smaller tiles, they comprise of all your audio sources, your settings, and all those tabs. So overall, it's a nice design. You can't really change it. You can't change the layout in any way. But I think maybe that customizability might come at a later stage, maybe when they move to a complete Android-based system like Renault Nissan announced recently. But for now, this is the layout, and I think it's very easy to use. You can get used to it in literally no time. So it's not something that you're going to spend a lot of time on. And the audio quality in this particular car, not that great. It's made it to a 2-speaker setup. The audio is just about decent. So I expect it to get better with the higher end of Nissan cars. But overall, I think for the Datsun, finally you have equipment that is on par with the competition and on par with the times. And with that, like I said, the cabin now has elevated its overall feel, its overall vibe to a slightly more premium level. It doesn't feel like an absolute entry-level compromise like it felt earlier. This one is something that I actually don't mind living with. The system does not come with a satellite navigation module, but pairing it with an Android phone enables Google Maps navigation via the system, which is another hint that the new Datsun Go twins are aimed largely at the younger and the tech-savvy audience. Speaking of which, the Go Plus gets similar updates too, and the dashboard has been done up in a pleasant black and beige combination. Datsun hasn't made any major changes to the drivetrain, meaning that you still get the trusty 1.2-litre petrol engine from Nissan, mated to a 5-speed manual transmission. The engine stutters to get off the mark, but smoothens out as the speeds build up. Keep it on the boil, and it's quite a fun little hatchback to drive. The fly in the ointment, however, is the transmission, which is quite notchy, and the clutch engagement on our test car wasn't very consistent. These rough edges should have been ironed out by now. We are told that an automated manual transmission, or AMT, is also under consideration. Another area of concern for the Go lineup has been its structural safety, and Datsun claims to have worked hard towards improving it. The weight has gone up in the process, but Datsun claims better crash safety against frontal and side impact. The Go twins now also feature dual airbags and anti-lock brakes for improved passive safety. Both the cars also get new 14-inch alloy wheels on the top trims that marginally improves the steering feel of the car, but the steering is quite vague at highway speeds. The skinny 165/70 tires feel skittish at highway speeds. and making high-speed lane changes therefore is quite unnerving. These are strictly city cars in my books, and not the kind that you would want to frequent our unsafe highways with. As city cars then, the Go and the Go Plus are priced quite well and are now a fairly appealing package with their design and equipment updates.